This show is proudly brought to you by the #Me Network.
Bits of Awesome, the retro gaming podcast.
Welcome to Bits of Awesome. I'm Phid McAwesome.
And I'm Evil Card.
And this is our almost fortnightly, more monthly kind of, when we get around to it, retro gaming podcast.
Welcome back.
How was your Christmas, bro?
Good, matey. How was yours?
Awesome. Nice and
Did you do any
relaxed.
gaming stuff?
No.
No? None?
None.
Jeez, you're obviously a bad bastard last year.
I bought the kids some games and stuff, but they were all new gen stuff.
Boo.
Yeah. What about yourself?
I got, believe it or not, a couple of amiibos, which
Oh.
are all the crazy collecting fad at the moment.
Yeah, I don't have a Wii U or a 3DS, so...
Yeah, I just got the Mario and Link, which are characters I wanted because they look cool.
Yeah.
And they're ones I wanted. I'm not going to go out and collect the whole set.
And
I don't think they're going to be rare, or they may be collectible one day, but yeah, it's just a bit of a fad, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and you were saying Sonic's coming out soon.
Yes, Sonic and Mega Man come out in the next sort of run of them, and they're two that I'd like to get as well.
So anyway, we normally at the start of the show do
King of the Picks.
Yes.
and I am going to completely stand down because I know you have had an amazing couple of weeks and I've done nothing.
Bow down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has been, it's been dry for a really long time, especially down here. Nothing's been coming up. I've been having some luck, I guess, Trade Me. I had some good Trade Me deals prior, but yeah, it had been really, really dry. And then my luck all turned, it must have been last week, when I got... Where does it even begin? Shit, it's been a big couple of weeks. I'll stick with what the best deal was.
Okay.
And this is a really important story for people that are buying on Trade Me,
Yeah.
because quite often you think you've got no rights, and once you've hit buy now, or that option's closed, you've actually got all the rights.
So tell us first about what you actually scored.
So I got a Super Nintendo, 2 controllers, a Mega Drive 1 and 2 controllers, I think it was 5 box games, or 6 box Super Nintendo games.
Yeah, and there was a couple of really good ones in there, eh?
Yeah, I can't even remember the titles off the top of my head.
The only one I remember that really stood out was Street Fighter.
Yeah, box Street Fighter, Uni Rally, which is kind of a Super Nintendo hidden gem, Asterix, is it Adventureland?
Yeah.
The Wonder Boy ripoff, or was Wonder Boy ripoff that? Don't know. It was awesome. Mario, and then with the Mega Drive games, there was lots of good ones as well. And the Mega Drive games, I think there was like 12 of them, and they were all pretty much mint condition. Some of them had bent booklets or whatever, but it's like they'd got them as a kid, but had never actually touched them. I think they were obviously more into their Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
So, all up, I hit the buy now at $100.
Which is a score by anyone's standards.
Hell yes.
Now,
So,
from what I understand, you've had a similar experience to what I had with my Sega.
yes.
And I've told the story on here a few
However,
times, the one
wasn't-
about my SG-1000.
Yep, and yes. A little bit of an auction backfire.
Yeah.
A seller's remorse.
Yeah.
So this guy had obviously found them cleaning up and was like, sweet, I can make an easy $100, which he did.
Yeah. And this guy was actually situated in the same town as me as well, so you could have saved money on the pickup and everything.
Yeah, I could have sent the heavies around. So basically, I think it was a Sunday night or whatever, I'd hit the buy now. I was really happy with myself, as you would be.
Yeah.
the guy emailed back and said, hey, cool, yeah, I'll get a postage quote and get back here. So, done deal, right?
Yeah.
On Monday, I get an email from his girlfriend.
Ah.
Yeah. Now, it's weird because his girlfriend, right? So, I was like, what the fuck? And she basically went on to say that this is some kind of family heirloom that she'd like to keep in her family, and they won't on sale.
Yeah.
And I was like, and she referred to the Mega Drive as a Mars system and all this weird shit. So I was like, you know what, this isn't fucking adding up.
Yeah.
I found the guy's Facebook, which I know sounds really stalkery, but I had his email address, banged it into Facebook, found him. I found a post about the items on his Facebook page, and he basically had seller's remorse. Few people were like, cool, you got $100. A few people were like, you got fucking ripped off.
Now, he initially didn't even put on that he was selling it, eh? On his Facebook page, when I had a look at it, it was just, oh, I've been cleaning up the house, look what I found, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what most people do now. Like, you know, part of these finds is people don't think it's worth anything because it isn't really worth anything, or especially to them.
Yeah.
And they find it and they get rid of it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I replied to this email going, what? Like, one, it was the missus, and I was just like, what the hell, you're not selling it anymore? So knowing that I'd seen the post on Facebook, I offered more money. I said, look, I'm more than happy to pay more. And so she basically emailed back saying, no, they're not for sale. I rang Trade Me.
Yeah.
Now, Trade Me were really, really, really helpful. It does cost $2 a minute to call them.
Yeah.
But hands down, the best customer service I have ever experienced.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't believe it. And they actually said, no, they need to sell it to you at that agreed price. Otherwise, you can take them all the way to the disputes tribunal.
Yeah, see, I wish I'd known about this when I did that deal on my Sega.
Yeah, because then you could have said, hey, get fucked, people saying whatever price. You hit the buy now at that, and that's what it's worth.
Yeah, exactly.
Closed deal.
The big difference between my one is I talked him into a price, and you just took the buy now that was sitting there.
Yeah, so obviously that's the price they wanted, that's the price they got. Anyway, I'll cut this story down a bit. Email back and forward, Trade Me had said, no, they have to deal. So I emailed them the next day going, hey, look, I've spoken to Trade Me, I'm well aware of my rights. You have to complete this sale, otherwise I'm willing to take this further.
Yeah.
And then the guy emailed back going, you know what, I'm really, really sorry about this situation. It's a bit embarrassing, because obviously your missus getting involved in your shit. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, he said, look, she said you're willing to pay more. If you are, look, let's just get this done. Settled on 150, which is fair.
It's still a fair price.
Yeah, especially, like, it's a good price for me.
Yeah.
Considering the fuck around I got,
Exactly.
I think that's fair.
I mean, you could have told him to get fucked and fucking played hardball with him, but I think you were fair by saying, look, mate, I want the stuff. I'm willing to pay you a bit more.
Yeah, I think so too. And yeah, you're right. I'm well within my right at that point to actually go, you know what? You're being a dick. I'm taking this further, and I want it for $100.
Yeah.
So, lo and behold, it all showed up, and yes, deal of 2015 so far, I think.
Well, that was an amazing deal with a bit of a shitty experience, but you also managed to score another good deal just this weekend gone as well.
Yeah, I got a whole lot of PS1 stuff off a local Facebooky buy-sell group. Guy originally wanted $300 for it all.
Yeah.
But I flicked him a message and I said, hey, after any other gaming stuff, like I said, I want that whole lot, because heaps of people going, oh, I want that separately, and he's like, nah, not separate. He goes, if you're willing to take the whole lot, do you have any 360 games? And I was like, yeah, actually I do.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm after a Kinect. And I was thinking, okay, this is really fucked. Who wants a Kinect?
Us in about 10 years' time.
Yeah. Yes, damn it, I should have held on to it. Father of the Year, because the kids had used the Kinect, so there was a bit of a Kinect, 3 Kinect games, which are worth fucking nothing.
Yeah.
I think EB Games sells them $5 a piece.
Yeah, I actually came across some at my local op shop about a week ago, and they were only wanting $2 a piece for them, and they were still there a week later.
Yeah, and so I was like, yeah, you know what? You can take my 3 Kinect games and my $80, and I'll take all that. And I can't even remember how many games there were. There were lots. People thought it was a collection, but it was a pickup. A lot. 25 games, maybe?
Yeah. See, the thing that got me was you went and picked it up, and it had some gems in there, but after you picked it up, you found out that one of the consoles were complete in box.
Yeah, that was cool. Like, the guy... All these deals, like on Facebook groups and all that, kind of feel like a real bad drug deal.
Yeah.
Like, you're meeting someone somewhere, you pull up, and anyway, he was standing by his car, and he had this big box, and he handed me the box, looking, and there was a complete in box PS1, and I was like, yay, that's worth next to nothing, but I'll take it. Like,
Yeah, well, I would have taken it purely for the box.
oh, certainly, it's going to look good amongst the collection. So, and the best thing about it, most of those games in the original pile looked like junk. And like he didn't care. When I picked it all up, they're all in cases. Most of them are complete.
Yeah.
And there's, I think, 3 or 4 with crack cases, but also a CD wallet full of, or a PS1 wallet, they're common as hell, but full of disc-only games as well. So, oh yeah, shit, unreal luck, really.
The one that got me is a couple of episodes ago, we were talking about the worst game ever, and I singled out a PlayStation 1 game, and you picked it up just this weekend.
Yes, and also, same episode we spoke about Dave Mirror on PS1, that was one of them.
Yeah.
And I played it the other night.
And does the gameplay hold up?
Actually, it is not as bad as what I thought, but I've played some PS1 games thinking, oh my god, I remember it being so great.
Yeah.
But Dave Mirror, I actually sat down and gave it probably an hour and a half play, which is pretty good, I thought.
Yeah, well, it tells you the game, obviously. At least the gameplay is holding up.
Yeah, and I actually want to complete the game. Like, I've been thinking about it today, like, I want to go back. But one game that was in there that I really wanted was In Your House.
Yes.
WWF. Now, we spoke about this when the Ultimate Warrior died last year.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what's that video game in where he's got lightning and stuff?
Yeah.
That was the game.
Yeah, well, me and you went on this massive Google search rampage trying to find out what the game was.
Yep, released only on PlayStation and Saturn, I think it was. And I clocked it in 15 minutes, or completed career mode in 15 minutes.
But
was it fun?
But was it fun?
It was. Every time, I was Ultimate Warrior, of course,
yeah.
And every time he got hit by the opponent, cactuses would fly out of him, or warrior masks. It's just a real cool button masher sort of fighting game. Yeah, it was quite cool.
Yeah, so if you can't tell, we're also both wrestling fans as well.
Yeah, I'm old school wrestling, definitely. Not so much new, kind of little. Not as much as you.
No, I never missed an episode. Actually, to be 100% honest, I haven't watched today's Raw purely because I'm doing this show with you.
Yeah, so for people that are wondering where we've been, Phid has a Doctor Who addiction.
Oh, it's a new Doctor Who addiction.
That is so sad, man. You've changed. You've changed.
I haven't watched Doctor Who since I was a kid, and I've got like V8 Matty from Hashtag Radio. He's a massive Whovian. And I actually got to the point where I was getting sick of not getting his references on our other show.
Oh, no.
So I decided I was going to sit down and watch it. And I've managed to watch the entire modern series in under 3 weeks.
Oh, okay. Here's an embarrassing story. I apparently look like a Doctor Who. I don't know which one it is, even if he still does it or not. But lots of people go, you look like that Doctor Who. Which is fucking embarrassing, right?
Yeah.
One day at my work, going back 4 years ago, I think it was, I was working the night shift by myself. This lady that worked there, who thought I really fucking looked like this Doctor Who, brought her kids into work to stare at me because I looked like the Doctor Who.
I'm trying to pick which one that they reckon you look like.
If you can't get it, I think that's a really good thing.
Yeah,
Because
I mean-
I don't think I look like him at all. But
I-
everyone else is like, no, you actually do. That's pretty fucking weird.
Well, Chris McAwesome reckons you look like Matt Smith, so there you go.
I don't know who that is, but that's probably it.
He was the last Doctor.
Was he? What a shame. No, I don't know. Apparently you can do that eyebrow thing that I'm permanently doing.
Yeah.
Looks like I've had a stroke or something. I don't know.
Anyway, in the last week, we've had been in touch with a pretty iconic sort of dude in retro gaming, and he's going to be coming on our show.
The author of quite the book.
Yeah. So, what did we decide his name was? Blake. Blake Harris, the author of Console Wars. We reached out to him on our brand new Twitter account.
Yeah.
Was it bits underscore awesome?
Yep.
Yep. Reached out to him and said, hey, why don't you come on the show? We've had Al Nilsson from Sega on. And he's like, yeah, anytime. So we're just in the middle of arranging to have him on.
Yeah, this year's going to start off really good. Also, we've got the Twitter underway, which is awesome. Bits of awesome, obviously.
Yep.
Videos is something I'm going to work out how to mount my iPhone on my head so I can do pickup videos. I've got a sealed game coming that I'm going to open.
Yeah, this one here is going to wind a lot of people up too, and I can't wait for it.
Yeah, so video, we're trying to branch out our multimedia retro-y thing.
Yeah, so we just got to get some nice credits organised, and Bits of Awesome will be on YouTube.
Yes, definitely.
And anyone who's out there listening, if you've got a question for Blake, flick us a tweet at bits underscore of underscore awesome, and you'll do our best to ask any questions as well.
Yes, certainly. Now, what else are we going to talk about on this week catch-uppy show?
Now, you wanted to have a talk about one very notorious New Zealand trade me buyer reseller?
Yeah. Yes. Now, I don't want... It seems like every show I get all fucking wound up about this type of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm actually getting a bit sick of beating the same drum. So, Bane83, we know you're out there. You probably don't listen to this podcast because I really doubt you give a fuck about the retro gaming community at all. But it's come to my attention that, again, you're using a bot on TradeMe.
Yeah.
Now, using bots on TradeMe is bad because you pretty much are not letting anyone else have a fair shot at whatever goes up.
Yeah.
What makes him worse than any other one using a bot is he then on sales at inflated prices. This is keeping his prices fucking high, keeping all other gaming prices fucking high, while he holds a monopoly over the whole, especially Sega stuff, on TradeMe.
Now, this is the first time we've called Bane83 out by name, isn't it?
Yes,
Well,
but it is the first time because we used, I think it was pain in the ass something last time.
Bane in our ass.
Yes,
Yeah.
which he certainly is. So Bane83.
If
Like I
anyone,
said-
if you're not listening, Bane, and there's somebody out there who does know how to get in touch with him, let him know that we've talked about him, because I think we really want to understand what his logic is and whether he is a collector and whether he is passionate.
I want to know his favourite game.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is. I want to unearth the mystery that has become Bane83.
Yeah. So would we like to have a chat to him on the show?
Yes, I will endeavour to reach out to him through his TradeMe auctions.
Yep.
To get in contact with me and hopefully queue up something for our next podcast.
And if anyone, or if Bane is listening, you can flick me an email, fid@me.co.nz, and I'll hand all contact details over to Gus and he can get in touch with you.
Mm-hmm. And it's not going to be a burial.
No.
I just want to understand. And if maybe the more we know about the monster, the less of a monster he'll be.
Yeah. Because there was another monster on Trade Me that we used to talk about who seems to have disappeared.
He turned into a ghost, really, didn't he?
Yeah.
Are we talking about Spooky Chris?
Yeah. Apparently, from all accounts, people who've dealt with him reckon he's a super nice guy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, they probably are, but it's when you're on the blind end of this that, it's not nice. Maybe he doesn't actually understand how the infamy he's created.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so it'd be interesting. So, Bane83, hello. We're not as bad as we sound. We are as amateur as we sound. However, we would love to talk to you. Get in touch.
Yeah. We'd love to give you a voice to let us know what you think of gaming and what you're getting up to and why do you insist on buying everything that comes up.
Yeah, and also, a few questions to help us understand you.
Yeah. Was there anything else you really wanted to cover off this week?
No, I think that's mainly it. There's nothing really I can think of. What? I guess we haven't reviewed a game in a while. Let's decide on a game now that we can talk about next time.
I don't know. You caught me. I tell you what one I wouldn't mind doing, and I don't know if you own it, is I wouldn't mind doing a Resident Evil show.
Right, I've got all them on GameCube, and I've got the Rare DS one on its way.
Okay, well, I've got them all on either PlayStation or Dreamcast.
Nice. Here's something to talk about. Collecting goals for 2015.
Collecting goals.
Have you got any for this year? Any New Year's collecting resolutions?
To be honest, my thing is I'm going to have to decide what I'm going to be collecting instead of trying to collect everything.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I over the last few years have sort of just picked up everything I've had a chance to grab, and I think this year I'd like to become a bit more focused.
It's a good idea. Any particular focuses?
I want to pick myself up PAL Saturn, because I've got a heap of PAL Saturn games, but I've only got a US Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't mind getting more into that stuff, and probably more into the Dreamcast stuff.
Yeah, good consoles, good choices.
Although I was tempted the other day, there was a complete in box Jaguar on Trade Me, which I've been keeping my eye on.
Is it still at 160?
It's still up high, bro.
Yeah, I got a friend in the UK, may or may not be listening, he collects. He's pretty much already got the full Jaguar set. I think he said he paid almost £400 for his boxed one. Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure he would have had half the collection already with it, maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say, because they were quite common in the UK.
Yeah, were they actually officially released here?
No, they weren't. That's why the model on Trade Me at the moment is a UK model.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I think Master System set, I want that down. I got for a year into this for me, I did pretty well. I want to expand my Mega Drive stocks a bit as well.
Yeah.
Super Nintendo is something I want to start getting a bit more into, that whole 16-bit stuff. Saturn, I only own 3 games for Saturn.
Yeah.
I want more. And of it, Dreamcast, I'd love more. Your blue cases just look awesome on the shelf.
Yeah.
And that'll be mine. I want a mini collection I'm going for is the Resident Evils. And I've got the GameCube ones, so I've got the hard ones really out of the way.
Yeah, see, and those are the ones I've got to get. Like, I still am yet to find a good, decent priced Resident Evil 0.
Yep.
I've still never played that game, so that's why I want it.
Someone out there will have that for you.
Yeah.
And I've got the 3DS ones, I've got the DS one coming. I'm going to sort of work my way back. I'm going to get the Wii ones next, because I'll be dirt cheap. And then I'm going to work out, because how many were on N64?
2, I think.
They're going to be expensive.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 1 one's obviously going to be really expensive.
I've got the full set of the PlayStation 1 games.
Jealous.
Yeah, I've got them mint as well. I actually picked those up off boss level.
Lucky bugger.
Yeah.
Back in the day, eh?
Yep.
So yeah, that'd be a nice wee mini set I'd like to have by the end of the year. The Dreamcast ones, there's a few of them as well for Resident Evil, I think.
Oh, also, I'll tell you another one I wouldn't mind doing is getting the whole Silent Hill set.
Yeah.
I've got bits and pieces, but I haven't got the entire set, so I wouldn't mind picking up all those.
Nice. I'd love to get the PlayStation 1 one again. I actually own that growing up or whatever.
I've got a loose disc of that, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great game.
And one that I've been keeping my eye out for, there's probably 2 games I really want to get. The first game I ever bought on PlayStation 1, which was Twisted Metal 2 World Tour.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to pick that up again. And just because I really want to play it, I'd love to pick up a copy of NBA Jam on Mega Drive.
Yes, I'm so after that too. There's that bundle that I'm bidding on at the moment.
Yeah.
There's 2 copies in it.
I'd even be happy with a loose cart of that at the moment.
Yeah, they are cut, so if I get it, it's yours.
Awesome.
Well, one of them will be, because I really want to actually just play that game.
Yeah.
I haven't played that since, I think, the arcade. Was it a 4-player arcade?
I think it was a 4-player arcade. It might have been one of those massive monster arcades, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I remember it being that way. And I never played it on the Mega Drive, so I remember playing at the arcade, though.
I tell you one thing talking about arcades, one thing I have tracked down, and I was offered it about 3 months ago, and I turned it down, and I've since been told it's still available and the price has dropped. And it's Dungeons and Dragons arcade machine, and it's one of the big monster mammoth ones.
Yeah. How about you make your collecting goal this year, fixing your Street Fighter one?
All I need to do is fix my buttons. I've got 6 buttons to replace, and it's going.
So it's going now?
It's going. It's completely going. It just needs new buttons. And,
Oh, nice.
it just needs micro switches replaced, and I just haven't got around to buying any.
Yeah, put that on the top of your list, I reckon.
It should be. It's only going to cost me $50 to buy some new switches for it.
Yeah. So, I think that's about us today.
Yep.
For our catch-up, welcome back, New Year thing.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't go into this show with a big plan of attack. This time it was more just to catch up and get back in the swing of doing it.
Yeah. Now, anyone in New Zealand, if you're listening, head to the GP forums and vote for the PS4 competition. We have a friend in it by the name of Phil Williams. Better have that name right.
Yeah, Phil.
And his, what was his username on there?
Keep talking. I'm doing a search now.
Yeah, so if you head along, I'm talking really slowly, if you head along to the GP forums and vote for
Well, I found it. I found the post.
If you vote for,
in typical, I can't find his username. Black Plague.
if you vote for Black Plague, that would be awesome.
Yeah. And it's the limited edition PS4, isn't it? He's trying to get.
Yeah, see, some of them are selling for thousands of pounds and stuff overseas.
Well, the one on Trade Me that Sony put on there, like Sony put one on there for charity, and that went for thousands.
Yeah, it'd be, like I say, I'm still not into this next-gen console, so, hey, it'd be a cool collector's piece. I don't know so much about anything else.
So, yeah, head along to that too. What's the URL for that?
Is it gpforums.co.nz?
That's the one. And it's the 90s PS4 design competition.
Yep. And vote for Black Plague.
Awesome.
Easy.
And while you're online, check us out on Twitter, bits_of_awesome.
And you'll find me at Evil Cud.
Yep, and I'm at Phid McAwesome. Plus, check out our Instagrams as well. I'm Phid McAwesome.
I don't actually fucking have one at the moment. I can't.
Get a new one.
Yeah, I can't get into my old one, so I'm going to set a new one up.
But maybe we should just set up a Bits of Awesome Instagram. We can both use it.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be a good
That way I can split my gaming from all the rest of the crap I put on.
Yes.
So that's just about us.
I think that is.
Remember to hit save.
hashtagme.co.nz.